coaxed me to go and borrow from moneylenders, to mortgage my house, and even to borrow from my parents again. I just wanted to help him.
Do you hate him?
Actually, I don't. Losing everything, I just want a word sorry from him.
Scammers. They have become a menace to society. In the last 5 years, they have ensnared thousands in Singapore, cheating victims of over $1 billion. How do they do it? I dig into the world of scammers and speak to 3 people who help us dissect scams and understand how these fraudsters work. Laura is a 38-year-old healthcare worker. She came to Singapore from Malaysia in 2015. In June 2021, Laura receives a message on Instagram from a man, Li Beizi. He claims that he is a Shanghainese working overseas and shared these photos, purportedly of himself and his life.
He told me that he's in Vancouver, all right, as an interior design. He has a part-time job investing in cryptocurrency as well. He will share what he's cooking, what is he doing, like he's painting, that kind of thing. It looked quite real, and that time I felt, oh, I find someone that I can talk to.
Alone in Singapore and working long hours, Laura felt cared for by this man who sends her numerous messages a day.
You feel attachment, like every day there's someone to ask, how are you, what are you doing? After I broke off with my last boyfriend, I was hoping to find someone, can rely on, someone who is Mr. Right. Slowly, after 1 week, he told me that he wanted to go out with me, like dating, having relationship.
What were some of the things that you were hoping to find?
Firstly, definitely is Christianity. Secondly, a person who understands me, can share my burden, can share my thoughts.
And you felt that at that time, the scammer made you feel all those things?
Yes.
It was also during the pandemic, right? You were working in healthcare. So, I mean, it must have been very tiring for you.
The scammer did say that he understands my pain, he understands my work hours is long. He kind of like made me look forward for future with him.
Having created this shared dream, he begins to talk about how they can work towards it together.
He taught me about cryptocurrency, what is Ethereum, what is Bitcoin.
自己有投资经验的话，这方面的话，你要是跟着我的话，就是你上手也会比较容易。
Mid of third week, he said, "Why don't you try to invest together with me?"
你自己在交易所当中注册一个账户，你自己操作。当然不是说你把钱给我，我帮你操作呀，傻瓜。
That's when I went to find a personal loan on the internet.
It turned out to be a loan scam posing as a legitimate credit company, A1 Credit. Laura lost $30,000 to secure the loan.
The scammer told me that, don't worry, we can earn back that 30K. It's not a big amount. I went to loan extra from the bank. I feel that once I earn back the 30K, I just want to withdraw, I just want to stop and pay everyone back, okay? And I will end this relationship with him. Then he said, please don't leave me.
His appeal worked. Still hopeful that he is Mr. Right, Laura stays on in the relationship.
He even transfer a 10,000 into my platform in order to help me up within this investment. So after a few days, he came back to me. He said that they need a bigger fund for their group fund in order to maintain the profit instead of losing everything.
就是用大量的现金流去冲击某个币种，然后使它短时间达到希望的一个价值，然后我们就直接卖出，这样就达到盈利了呀。
Anxious to help the man she thought would be her future husband, Laura borrows from her parents and friends, mortgages her home, and takes out yet more loans from moneylenders. Laura's own debt balloons to $270,000.
I couldn't eat well, I couldn't sleep well, and it affected my heart, and I got admitted. He suggested I should go for a surgery for my condition, which I didn't. I decided to hold on because the scammer told me that he would like to come to Singapore to accompany me during my procedure. And that is the time that he told me that maybe I should go and loan more money so that we can earn faster and then he can come to Singapore earlier.
如果我是你的话，那么我就会先用手上的现金流呀，就比如卖车呀，怎么样呀。
One day my dad sent me a link saying that there's a lady being scammed, and when I opened up the link, the person that scammed the lady is the same person I'm talking to now, the scammer. My world just crumbled and I don't know who to ask, who to call, who to talk to.
Questions may arise over why victims such as Laura seem so naive. The answer lies in scammers' careful analysis of targets and their needs, and then manipulating them accordingly. I speak to police psychologist Carolyn Misser, whose job is to get into the minds of scammers. She says that what Laura experienced is a common technique used by scammers.
What happens is that the scammer actually tailors a profile to suit the victim. Okay, so if the victim is, for example, religious, and really wants a family, for example, then the scammer will pretend to be very religious.
Firstly, definitely is Christianity. After the 4th week, he told me that, okay, he decided to become a Christian.
And they're very active in using these so-called scripts or mirroring. So when they send out messages and get to know victims, they will ask a lot of questions. And the reason is that they want to understand the profile of the victim so that they can match accordingly. A lot of victims told us that they found their soulmate. They fell in love almost instantly because it was such a great match. Everything just aligned.
And I suppose that when you think you found that, you are willing to do anything.
Yeah, because it's somebody that you love naturally. You would want to help that person. When we've looked at the literature, both internationally and our own local research, really anybody can fall prey to scams. Professors, lawyers, banking people, even though they know the industry well in that sense.
What are some vulnerabilities that these scammers are tapping into? Is it our isolation? Is it our need to be loved?
Different scams would take advantage of different vulnerabilities. For example, in loan scams, the scammer would offer very cheap interest rate, very little documents are needed. You can get your loan very quickly, but you need to transfer this processing fee first.
That's when I went to find a personal loan on the internet. That person keep saying that, we need to have opening accounts, we need to have registration, administrative fee, all those things.
Laura has fallen prey to a fake website on Google. The website impersonates a real loan company. Such spoofed sites are becoming more common, with technology allowing the pilfering hands of scammers to reach even farther.
One very common scam is the Google Ads scam. So what happens is that scammers can actually buy advertisements on Google, pretending to be, let's say, DBS or OCBC Bank. And they can actually put their own phishing contact number inside the advertisement.
Lee Chipeng, a data scientist, gained internet fame in late 2021 as Captain Sinky, when he demonstrated just how easy it was to create spoofed text messages from banks and the authorities, including the IMDA.
Well, spoofing Phishing, they all belong to this family of social engineering, where you manufacture, right, scam campaigns based on authenticity, knowing that people will fall prey to. Back when the scam happened, it was very easy. You could just sign up for a third-party service, and you could send SMS with basically anybody's name.
So actually, when you first got into it, were you trying to get into the mind of the scammer? What was sort of your process?
I have friends and family that were scammed before. I have a computer background, coding background, so I wanted to, just figure out the mechanics of it.
Zhipeng demonstrates just how easy it is to impersonate some companies whose services I regularly use and trust, such as KrisFlyer and Grab.
So this is the message from ZP. Oh wow, it gets grouped together with all my other legit KrisFlyer messages. Isn't that crazy? Wow, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's always grouped together.
While Singapore has stepped in with a SMS sender ID registry that can block spoofed messages, it is always a race to be a step ahead of the scammers.
So when we identify that scammers are using new ways of conducting the scam, we should always quickly get the word out, protect the more vulnerable members of the society, right? And then hopefully we can work together and stop the scams.
After receiving the news report from her father, Laura confronts Beizhi. Over subsequent days, she undergoes an emotional roller coaster as she lurches between demanding answers and pleading with him to stay. Finally, he hurls vulgarities at her and terminates the relationship. In the aftermath of being scammed not once but twice, Laura declares bankruptcy. For 6 months, she worked 7 days a week to clear her debt. She still owes creditors $240,000. She has also lodged a police report against Beizhi and taken things a step further, tracking him down. She bands with other women who are also his victims.
How did you all find each other? 3 women, right?
I was the first one, then the second victim was the person that I reached out in Instagram. When I followed his Instagram to look for new people who may be the victims while liking his photos.
One of the victims is from Hong Kong and the other 2 are Singaporeans. Together, the 4 women track down his IP address and find out that he was in fact in Cambodia. They pull together the information they have about Beizhi, including his many identities. One of his aliases is Feng Yubo, according to this passport. They also surmise that Beizhi is in fact a team of scammers who take turns to text the women. The women have passed the information on to the Singapore police, and according to Laura, investigations are still ongoing. The Straits Times has also contacted Li Beizhi through his Instagram account about the women's accusations. He has not responded.
I feel that the world is a bit different now. I used to be very trusting. I can talk with anyone, I can talk with patients easily, open their hearts, guide them through their difficulties, but now it's difficult for me to break the ice. I'm trying, but yes.
Some people will say, oh yeah, it's the victim stupid lah.
When you don't get scammed, it's not because you're very clever. It's just that because the script that they use on you doesn't suit you.
Many may think that scams trap only the foolish, but dissecting the anatomy of scams has shown us otherwise. Scammers strike at hearts, deploy mind games, and are often a step ahead in using technology to prey on society. And anybody can be a victim.
Victims are actually not stupid. They are actually human, and that is our only flaw, I guess.
Hi, I'm Suen, one of the producers on this episode of ST CloseUp. Thank you for watching. Please share this video so that we can raise awareness of how scammers execute scams and help stop others from being scammed. If you have any comments or ideas, drop us a line at stcloseup@sph.com.sg or in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the ST YouTube channel for more investigative pieces such as this one.